guys, I'm Lauren Brzezinski, and I literally cannot wait to share with you guys all the things that I've learned as I have walked this postpartum journey twice. I have two little boys, John, who is 5, and Hank, who is 3, almost 4. And I had them both in an 18-month span, so I had just had one, and then I went straight into pregnancy again and did it all over. And I remember after Hank, after my second one, I would do my workouts. I started, I healed from my postpartum journey. And I remember I was sitting on the floor doing some crunches, and none of them, nothing hurt even. I would do crunch after crunch and plank after plank, and I couldn't even feel the muscles engaging. And I thought, that's really weird. And everything else started getting toned. My arms started toning, my legs started toning, even my booty. But my stomach still looked pregnant, and I was eating right, and I was like, something is off. My fat content is going down. I can tell that's, things are changing. My body composition was changing, but I still looked pregnant. I still looked about 3 months pregnant all the time. And I was like, what in the world is going on? And it was from Diastasis Recti. It's something that health professionals don't talk about. They talk about the tears. They talk about the bleeding. They talk about all the ways our body has changed. They talk about stretch marks, but no one ever talks about diastasis recti. And if they do, it's usually just like, yep, you have it, and they don't really give you any help with it. So I'm here today to give you some exercises and also to explain what it is. Throughout the week, I'll be giving you a lot of exercises to work through and just build some strength back. But today we're going to focus on what diastasis recti is, how to check for it, and then 3 workouts that you can do. And they're not really workouts. They're really 3 moves that you can do to start tightening those muscles back up. So what has happened is that if you are having the same issues that I had, what has happened is that your abdominal wall, we are born with an abdominal wall with all these muscles, and they are actually attached. And when you get pregnant, sometimes, 67% of the time, that baby will push and push and push on your ab wall, and those abs will actually separate from one another. And you'll see it different in a lot of different women. Sometimes they just kind of separate, sometimes they fully separate, but most of the time they separate. It doesn't hurt. You won't feel it, except for after pregnancy, you'll just notice it. And one of the biggest signs for me was, like I said, my ab muscles weren't engaging. They weren't changing either. And the other one was that I had a lot of lower back pain. It was almost like I couldn't bend down to work on things like even the dishes or changing a diaper without immense pain when I stood back up. And that was debilitating, honestly. And I was so frustrated, and I was like, okay, I knew my body was going to change, but I had no idea it was going to be like this. So the very first thing that I want you guys to do is I want you to check for diastasis recti. I want you to see if you have it and how bad you have it. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is you're just gonna lie down as if you're doing a crunch, okay? And put your head all the way down, and I want you, it's gonna feel kind of funny, but you're going to put your fingers right here where your abs connect, or where they should connect. So really right above your belly button, you're just gonna take your fingers, just a normal hand, take your fingers and place them right there. And then as you lift your head up, this is not a strenuous activity, so it shouldn't feel like that. You're gonna lift your head up and try to engage your abs, and your fingers will actually sink down into that gap. I can feel my gap, but to be honest with you guys, I have my abs very tight together, and I'm very aware of that, and so I really only have about a 1-finger gap, but when I started this, it was definitely a 2-finger, and maybe even a 3. So that is one thing that you're going to do to check. Okay, so that is what you do to check. And then after that, what's really interesting to know is that you cannot fuse your abs back together. So a lot of you are thinking, okay, I'm gonna fix diastasis recti and I'll never have to work on it again. The honest truth is, like I just said, mine are very tight right now, but if I were to stop doing these exercises, just like any muscle, you guys, just like any workout, if I were to stop doing these moves that I'm about to show you, these muscles would start loosening and separating, and I would be stuck with the gap again. So that is why this is of utmost importance that today's video, you never really go away from these. I do these workouts, these ab moves that I'm about to show you, at least once a week, and I'll show you the reps in which I do them.
here in just a second.
The first move I'm going to show you is just called a vacuum. This is something that all bodybuilders do and know how to do because this is something that you want to do to get that V shape in your waist. And so that's something that bodybuilders need, bikini competitors need to be competitive. What this will do is it will take those transverse, and you will learn how to feel those muscles, by the way. We're not working any of these muscles here. They can't work until this is pulled in, all right? So what we're gonna do is a vacuum. Well, first of all, just a vacuum, and then we'll do a vacuum twist right after that. So what you're gonna do is you're going to breathe in, and then breathe out, and as you breathe out, you're gonna tighten these muscles. Now, first thing I'm gonna tell you, if your muscles are untrained, if this is like the first ab movement you've done after pregnancy or even in a very long time, you're not gonna be able to feel those muscles. You're gonna have no clue what you're doing, and it's gonna feel like you are just like breathing out and then sucking in. That's what it's gonna feel like. But you're not just sucking in, all right? You're keeping that pelvis pulled under you, and you are trying your best to bring awareness to those transverse abdominis muscles. Just try to think about them, try to feel like you're engaging them. So you're gonna breathe in and breathe out and tighten them. And you're just gonna hold it. And you're gonna hold it. And you're gonna hold it. And it's gonna feel so silly. And it's gonna feel so hard at first, but you should be able to breathe while you're doing this. But it's gonna be a struggle. Like even right now, I feel that. But I'm gonna hold it, and I'm just gonna keep it there, and I'm gonna keep it tight and bring awareness to that muscle and that part of my body. And loosen up, okay? So now you should just be in a relaxed state. And that is your first move. You are going to do 5 sets of 30 seconds of that, all right? So 5 sets of 30 seconds of just a vacuum. The next move that we're gonna move on to is called the vacuum twist. So you're still gonna incorporate that vacuum where you're pulling in your transverse abdominis, but then you're gonna twist with it, which is a pretty obvious vacuum twist. So you can do the same thing, breathe in, and then breathe out, and as you breathe out, you're gonna just tighten those muscles. You're gonna bring all the awareness in your mind to those muscles. You're gonna put your hands up here by your head. I have even gotten like a PVC pipe to hold behind me, or like one of my son's baseball bats or something, just to hold on to something. But you're just gonna put your hands behind your head. You're gonna keep those abs engaged. Keep that pelvis tucked under you, not like this, and not too much, just right underneath you, okay? So breathe in, breathe out, and you're gonna twist. All right, that was 10 times. I like to breathe in for 5 counts and breathe out for 5 counts, and then that helps me count, but also helps me keep awareness. So I'll just, once again, I'll show you one more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. And I'm gonna be honest, that is hard to do. Like that, it feels like what a crunch should feel like, where you just feel that burn because you are working those transverse abdominis. The next move, we're gonna take it to the floor, and it's just going to be a pelvic tilt, where you're gonna lay flat on your back and you're gonna work on just taking that pelvis in and pulling it out. And so what's gonna happen is your back is gonna touch the ground whenever you pull it in, and then it's gonna come out because your bottom's gonna pull your back up off the ground, which I'll show you here in a second. But you can do this standing. You can also do this on the ground. So you're just, like I said, and I'll pull my arms up so you can see, I guess. But this is whenever I am extended, and then I pull it in, and extend, and pull it in. And you do that with your abs. You don't try to do it with your legs. It is also gonna work the top of your booty, but you are working your abs, you're pulling them in and out. And I'm gonna show you how to do that on the floor. Just to recap, you're going to do the vacuum for 5 sets of 30 seconds. You're going to do the vacuum twist. You're gonna do 5 sets of 10. So you're gonna do 10 twists 5 times. And then you're gonna finish with that pelvic tilt. You're going to do 5 sets of 10 again. just like you did on that vacuum twist. So you're gonna do all of those. That is something, like I said, I do that about once a week, and I'll usually just do it before or after a workout that I'm already doing. And then tomorrow we're gonna go over some more foundational moves. And then from there, we'll do some standing ab exercises. I'll give you a full 20-minute routine. And then we're gonna give you a sneak peek into the best postpartum program that I think we've ever come out for moms. It's something I really wish I would have had when I had just had my second. So anyways, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, just comment below and I will get back to you.